New revelations from extensive document releases have significantly illuminated the financial history of Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, painting a detailed portrait of extraordinary expenditure and subsequent financial precarity. These disclosures, which include communications with the late financier Jeffrey Epstein, offer insights in a lifestyle marked by considerable personal debt and reliance on external financial aid, ultimately raising questions about her judgment during a period of intense public scrutiny. The Duchess of York, a figure once at the heart of the British royal family following her July 1986 wedding Prince Andrew at Westminster Abbey, acquired the moniker Duchess of Excess due her widely reported spending habits. Reports of concerning behaviour emerged early in her royal tenure, dating back her initial integration in the family, according Alan Howe writing in the Australian newspaper. Andrew Loney's biography, entitled The Rise and Fall of the House of York, details an extensive household staff, at one point numbering 17 individuals. This retinue included specialised roles such as a cook, a driver, a maid, a butler, a dresser, a nanny, 3 secretaries, a personal assistant, a lady-in-waiting, an accountant with an assistant, 2 gardeners, a flower arranger, and a dog walker, all dedicated to maintaining her elaborate daily routine. The duties assigned this substantial staff were notably specific and demanding. Employees meticulously ironed all of her underwear, with any item failing, carry the precise scent of her preferred fabric conditioner requiring immediate rewashing. Each night, 2 hot water bottles were prepared for her bed, with their contents measured exact temperatures. Furthermore, fresh orange juice was required to be squeezed precisely at the moment she was seated for a meal, with any deviation resulting in her refusal to consume it. These practices illustrate a consistent demand for highly personalized and exacting service within her household. Among the more recent disclosures from the extensive Epstein files, it has been documented that Sarah Ferguson extended marriage proposals to Jeffrey Epstein on at least 2 separate occasions. These proposals reportedly occurred after Epstein had already received his initial conviction for soliciting a minor for prostitution, adding another layer of complexity to their relationship. Her personal expenditures also included significant outlays on everyday items, such as $300 spent weekly on vegetables sourced from Waitrose. Her freezers were reportedly scuffed with various ice creams that remained untouched, while her Jack Russell, named Bendix, was provided with proper meals prepared by staff, often consisting of liver or sausages accompanied by gravy. Family dinners were described as resembling medieval banquets, frequently featuring a whole side of beef, a leg of lamb and chicken, with much of the food ultimately discarded after meals. The scale of her spending extended travel, where she routinely transported 25 suitcases during airport transits, incurring excess baggage fees ranging from $804,000 per journey. Notably, 5 of these cases were dedicated solely to toiletries and makeup, while one entire suitcase contained nothing but clothes hangers. Financial records also indicate a $65,000 payment to a personal trainer whom she engaged only twice, and a Selfridges bill processed through a personal shopper amounted $51,000. A single month's tab at a London wine merchant reached $14,000. Additionally, $6,500 in charges accumulated from her use of the Queen's special mail service, dispatch elaborate gifts, including silver letter openers and cufflinks, none of which were reportedly settled. Even a relatively modest $500 bill at her local newsagent proved unmanageable. Her accumulating debts led various creditors, including a butcher, a dry cleaning company, and a car hire firm, actively pursuing payment. Her BP petrol card was ultimately confiscated due to persistent unpaid bills. By 1994, her TAL debts had surged past $7 million, prompting Coutts Bank demand $500,000 within a 14-day period. It was at this juncture that the late Queen Elizabeth II intervened to provide financial assistance. Despite this royal intervention, her pattern of significant expenditure reportedly continued unabated. Jeffrey Epstein, identified as one of the world's most successful bankers, subsequently entered the narrative of her financial challenges. Observations suggest that Sarah Ferguson's attraction to certain individuals was often linked not only their accomplishments, but also their wealth and the financial support they could offer. Epstein reportedly provided her with funds on multiple occasions when she faced considerable debt, with the sums requested being relatively minor compared to his vast personal fortune. Bank records from 2001 show Epstein wired Ferguson 150,000. A spokesperson for the Duchess stated this payment was related share options she earned as a Weight Watchers ambassador, asserting the money was repaid within 48 hours. However, the financial relationship between them reportedly extended beyond this singular transaction. Her style company, Hartmore, experienced collapse in 2009, resulting in a fresh debt burden of $630,000. Estimates of her TAL financial obligations at that time ranged between $2 million and $5 million, placing her in a precarious position where bankruptcy appeared to be a distinct possibility. Her response to this deepening financial crisis was seek assistance from Epstein, who had recently been released from prison following a conviction for soliciting a minor for sex. In October 2010, an urgent email from Ferguson Epstein requested $20,000 for rent that very day, conveying a warning that her landlord threatened to contact newspapers if the payment was not made. Another request in January 2010 sought borrow $50,000 or $100,000. Those own manage what she described as small bills. Following the apparent receipt of these funds, her subsequent email Epstein reportedly stated, "You are a legend, just marry me." These communications suggest a strong financial motivation underpinned aspects of their interaction. Epstein's financial support for Ferguson reportedly continued for up 15 years, with TAL estimates reaching approximately $2 million. In March 2011, Ferguson publicly acknowledged accepting $15,000 from Epstein, characterizing it as a gigantic error of judgment. She publicly stated her abhorrence for pedophilia and vowed to sever all ties with him. However, an email sent Epstein 1 month later presented a contrasting perspective. In this correspondence, she reportedly wrote, "You have always been a steadfast, generous and supreme friend, me and my family," and offered apologies for her public criticism, explaining that she had been bedridden with fear. This email became public in September 2025, leading immediate repercussions. 7 charitable organizations subsequently terminated their associations with her, including the Teenage Cancer Trust, an organization she had supported for 35 years. Dr. Lieberman noted that recent disclosures from the Epstein documents have characterized both Sarah Ferguson and her former husband, Prince Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, as appearing grubby and selfish, further alleging that they were aware of Epstein's illicit activities. The Duchess of York's current financial situation remains challenging. She has been evicted from Royal Lodge alongside Prince Andrew and recently sold a London one house, which she had acquired in 2022 for $4.2 million, incurring a $400,000 loss on the transaction. Her current net worth is reported to be $745,000, an amount insufficient to purchase a terraced house in Windsor. Additionally, Sarah's Trust, her charitable foundation, has announced its closure for the foreseeable future. A royal insider conveyed Epstein's perspective on Ferguson, stating that he was not particularly fond of her and regarded her primarily as a simple idiot who facilitated his access Prince Andrew's influence and, by extension, members of the royal family. Royal expert Ginny Bond offered her assessment, remarking, "I have always thought her downfall was her hopeless grasp of money combined with her desire to have more of it." The trajectory of Sarah Ferguson's financial life, marked by extravagant personal spending, persistent accumulation of debt, and the controversial reliance on a convicted sex offender, illustrates the profound consequences that unchecked judgment and financial mismanagement can bring, irrespective of one's proximity positions of privilege.